Have you been looking for a thermometer that allows you to sleep in or that syncs with your phone? And have you even looked into Tempdrop? And are you wondering if it's worth it? Well, I've done the review for you, and at the end of this video, you will know if this is going to be your next charting tool. Hello my lovelies, welcome to another one of my videos in which I'll be sharing with you what I think of Tempdrop. Yeah, you hear that? Those are the builders next door. And this is one of the reasons that I haven't been filming for ages. Yes, one of the many, because there's always a reason not to film. Either wash day or my hair is coming up, or there's a pandemic, I have a migraine, I've been nursing 6 times last night, or there are builders next door, and I thought there's always going to be a reason not to film, and I'm over it. I'm just going to film, and I hope it's not going to be too bad. All right, so much for my rant. Let's talk about Tempdrop, shall we? Because Tempdrop was so kind to send me this device. If you want to see me unbox this, make sure to check the video in the cards up above. And for this video, I'm going to tell you the ease of using this thermometer or sensor, the ease of the app, and I will tell you what I think of its accuracy. So let's first talk about what this costs, because they have 3 options. And as you can see, there's basic, confidence, and freedom. And basically, nothing is different about the device itself or the use of the app. It's really all about service. So this device starts at $159, or I translated that to 142 euros. Let's talk about the ease of the use of this device first. Well, it should be pretty easy because there's only one little button, and depending on how long you press the button, you will either tell it to turn on so you can start recording, or that you want to sync with the phone. Well, in all honesty, I don't know if it's me, but it took me some time and a really sore finger to be able to use it properly. I actually had a couple of times in the morning that it didn't record the temperatures at all, because apparently I had switched it off or I didn't switch it on right. I have no clue what happened. But after a while, I don't know, I guess the sensor on my finger got in sync, because now I seem to always get it right. So I have no clue what that's about. The second thing that I thought was a little bit tricky is that you have to put the sensor exactly on an axillary artery right here. And if you don't put it in the right spot, guess what? It's not recording anything again. So you wake up in the morning anxious to sync with your phone and nothing is happening. Now this all sounds really negative, but you know what? Over time, for some reason, I got it. And now there isn't a morning that I am without a temperature. So you know what? I am using the same scoring system as I did with comparing Wink and thermometer, which I will also link up here, even though Wink isn't available anymore. And I am still giving this Tempdrop a 4 out of 5 because it is still super convenient that you only have to put it on at night. And if you put it on correctly, you press the button correctly, which you will learn if you're like me, then it's just freaking easy that in the morning all you have to do is sync it with your phone and there your temperature is. Secondly is the ease of syncing with the app, because obviously that's one of the reasons we're getting this thing, right? It needs to sync with our phone and needs to do it easily. Well, again, this took some time and I don't understand why, but I have just come to accept it. What I do now is I sync it with my phone, and I just start the sync and then I get on with my day, I get dressed, or I just sync it once a week or every couple of days. A big one for me is that I've never lost any data with Tempdrop, and I have had that with Wink, and despite that I was excited about Wink. So I think for that reason I am still going to give a 4 out of 5 for this category. All right, category 3, the ease of using the app. Well, that's super easy because all you have to do is press one button, because Tempdrop does not have a charting app. It only has a syncing app. And then you can take that temperature that comes in on your phone and enter it in your favorite app. In all honesty, at first I thought that was really annoying. I thought, well, now I need to have a charting app and I have the device. But then I came to realize, actually, this is ideal because Tempdrop is focusing on the device, and then the charting app can focus on the charting, and you can pick whatever you like. Also, they have 2 apps that they have syncing opportunities with, and it is called Overview and Neo. However, I didn't like these apps at all. Maybe it's because I'm used to other apps, but I just didn't like them. The syncing didn't really work. I didn't really understand the overview, but hey, I'm a bit of an impatient person, so you may like it, and there is an option for you to sync Tempdrop app with a charting app. I personally really like to use Kindara, I really like to use Fertility Friend, and it doesn't sync with those, but it takes literally no effort to just take that temperature and put it in that charting app, because you're gonna record other things anyway, right? So for that reason, I am giving this category a 5 out of 5. Super, super easy. Press the button. All right, now let's have a look at the accuracy of predicting your fertility. Well, this isn't really applicable because they don't have an app that does so. But in order for us to understand our fertility, we need the device, the recording of the temperatures, to be super accurate, right? So we can chat about that. Now, I can tell you that because it is recording all night long, your temperature is going to be a lot more accurate than this one reading in the morning, especially if, like me, you are nursing or you work different shifts, or you just wake up naturally a lot, or you forget to take your temperature in the morning, and with your sleepy head you walk to the bathroom and you come back, you're like, oh no, I forgot to record again. Then your temperature almost certainly is going to be even more accurate. Now let me read what Tempdrop says about their algorithm. They say, the real magic of Tempdrop starts after 14 days of data collection. From this point, our learning algorithm that identifies nightly and monthly patterns will start to filter variables, adjusting your previous results after each new reading. This process gradually gets smarter, and it continues to learn your unique patterns. Now, this is obviously fantastic, isn't it? I know a lot of you manually will correct your temperatures, and I'm not always sure how great of an idea that is. So leave it up to the algorithm, right? That understands you completely. Often when I see women's charts, I will need to filter out the possibility of their temperatures not being taken correctly to make sure that I don't mark their charts as having adrenal stress or lower thyroid issues. But with a thermometer that is taking your temperature all night long, then you know if you have very erratic temperatures or very low temperatures that it is an accurate reflection of your adrenals and your thyroid. I always tell you that if you start charting, you need a basal body temperature thermometer that has at least 2 decimal digits. Well, Tempdrop goes well beyond. Here's a screenshot of the portal where you can access your temperatures as well. And I didn't even count it, but there are loads right there. It is good to know that the fertility charting market seems to be moving more towards vaginal sensors. And that is because they measure a continued core body temperature throughout the night. And even a company like Kindara is stepping away, it seems, from Wink and moving towards Priya. And then you also have products like OvuSense. However, I think if you compare this Tempdrop to something like a regular BBT thermometer, this is way more accurate. But for now, I'm giving Tempdrop for this category a whopping 4.5 out of 5 because Wink was 4, and I just think this is way more accurate. So I need to give it a little bit of a higher score, right? Now, before I share with you who I think this sensor is the best for, let's talk about this super important category, not cuteness of the thermometer. Hey, I included it last time, so I have to include it now. I think it's super cute. Tempdrop, tiny little thingy, Tempdrop, measuring whether your temp drops. Anyway, I think also the wristband is, well, not wristband, armband is super cute. Unfortunately, it snapped the other day, and I don't really understand why. I didn't abuse it at all, but it clearly snapped in a very vulnerable spot at the top here. And honestly, I haven't contacted Tempdrop yet as to how I would get a new one. Probably I should just email them, but it wasn't very easy to find on the website how to do that. So yeah, unfortunately, they do say that you can put it in your bra at night. Well, first of all, I don't recommend wearing a bra at all at night. Your breasts really need to move around for the lymph to move around and to get rid of toxins. So I definitely don't recommend that. I have used a bra at night when I was nursing because you need to prevent your breast from exploding. But even then, I've done it a couple of times, but I just don't feel comfortable having a sensor that close to my breast tissue. So this gives Tempdrop a 20.5 out of 25, and that is an 82%, which is pretty good, isn't it? I told you there's always a reason not to film, because now I ran out of batteries. Of course, of course, of course. So are you wondering if this is for you? Well, if you forget taking your temperature in the morning, then it could be for you. However, I forgot putting this thing on at night. So if you tend to forget, this may not necessarily solve it. Although likely you are a little bit less sleepy at night, right? Also, what I think is great about Tempdrop is you don't have to worry about sleeping in or about, getting up in the morning to go to the bathroom, and that Tempdrop adjusts your temperatures for your life's pattern, for your temperature pattern. So that being said, I think this product is fantastic for those of you that have PCOS, because you are often tracking for a very long period of time before you finally have your fertile window. It's fantastic for shift workers. It's fantastic for those of you that work as a flight attendant because you skip nights. It is fantastic for those of you that are still nursing, but also trying to conceive or trying to figure out when your fertile window is coming around and you might want to avoid it. And I think it's especially fantastic for those of you that are overcharting because you have been trying to conceive for a long time and you kind of don't want to chart anymore because you're upset because you still aren't pregnant, you still don't have that baby, but at the same time you do want to have a record of your temperatures. Well, with this Tempdrop device, you can continue to record those temperatures and forget about it for a while, for a month, for a week, however long you need, while you are continuing to try or you're taking a break. But you will still have your temperatures. Hey, if you're having trouble finding your fertile window because you have PCOS or because you have irregular cycles, then you want to check out this video that I'm linking on the screen right now. And in the meantime, see you in the next video. Bye.